Well, Josh Neufville, another ultra-competitive League Two game here today. What were your thoughts?
I think going into the game, we knew that obviously they're fighting to get in the playoffs, and obviously it's still in the hunt to get automatically promoted. I think we knew what type of players they had in terms of they've had ex-Premier League players, ex-champ players, so we know what to expect with them, and we know in the away game obviously they beat us, and some things we got wrong in the first half which we had to adapt to away. So we obviously planned for how they could play and different formations they could set up with, and I think it was almost like a chess match at times today. We had to kind of sit in and they had to sit in as well, and it was a bit end-to-end. And obviously there wasn't enough quality in the end to get a goal from either team.
A result that leaves us 4 off the automatic, 6 off top spot, 3 to play, Gillingham up next.
Yeah, I think it's as simple as if we win all 3 games, you get automatically promoted. But obviously we know League Two is not that simple. We've got Grimsby, Gillingham and Port Vale, obviously teams apart from Gillingham, we were obviously fighting to go up. So we know what the pressure of them games and such is going to be. And we just have to kind of embrace the pressure. I think there's lads in the room the squad that have been promoted already, and they know what it takes, and we're going to need the experience, and we're obviously going to need the young lads that have never done it before to kind of step up as well, and me and myself included. So we've got obviously a squad all round that's obviously been built by Craig the Gaffer and so to obviously get promoted. So I think if we have all the boys back, and we'll do the job.
How much did you enjoy the battle out there today? Because I mean, for yourself, you're quick. Ola Kegbe is quick as well, and in the end we ended up bringing on Sasu and Foyo as well, so it's kind of fast-paced out there. Yeah,
no, obviously you've got to embrace all battles if you want to be a professional football player. I think the lad that you mentioned has obviously played in the Premier League, so you know what type of game it's going to be. It's going to be direct in that, and you just got to back yourself defensively to do your job. Obviously I've had to adapt to doing a more defensive role this season, which I've obviously embraced. And I think, as you can see, when we're bringing on Ozzy and Sasu, it's not weakening the side. It's obviously you're looking at them two coming on, you're thinking they're going to be a handful and they're going to cause problems. As you've seen, Ozzy done the previous home game, and Sasu were the same. I think whenever you bring them two on, they look like they're going to brighten, they're going to score, they're going to get an assist. And I think we know as lads now that we're giving them the ball and they're going to go and do their own thing up front. And I think that's what you need in a dressing room. You've got lads coming off the bench. That's why we don't like calling them bench players. They're obviously game changers. And they're coming on off the bench to obviously make an impact.
That's 50 games for you now for the season today. Sponsors man of the match as well. 4 goals, 5 assists, and the season could be extended still. So, long old season for you.
No, it's a long old season, but I think that's what you wanna do as a professional football player. You want to play as much as you can. Obviously, last 3 or 4 years I've had obviously some injury problems, which obviously probably weren't my fault. They're obviously fractures and so on and so forth, which you can't really do much about. But this season has obviously been about playing as much games as possible and obviously doing well. We're obviously in a great spot as a team, and I think that's the main thing for me. I think obviously it's different type of pressure on your body when you're playing for mid-table, but when you're right up there the whole season, I think that's when you've got to embrace it and you've got to look and say, well done, but obviously the job's not done yet.
You're closing in on that century as well, and we see you out there psyching up the fans at times. This club means a lot to you.
No, listen, I think when you obviously initially signed for a football club, you got to take it in with both arms. Obviously, I had a long time at Luton, and I've seen what fans and players that connection can do, and we want to make this a place that's tough for people to come. Obviously, the football club had a rough few years before I got here, so us as players, when we come in, we want to obviously make an impact. And obviously last year we began to start making an impact, but obviously we didn't quite have enough to do enough. But obviously there was games last season, even this season, that we knew that would make the fans come more together with us, and that's the obvious. But we know obviously as players, if you have the fans on side, especially here, and given that this is a fan-owned club, and obviously the fans obviously embrace the club a lot, which you don't really get around the country, you got to obviously take that into your whole arms. To be fair, you got to take it open armed, and you got to embrace it like that in that sense. So, yeah, no, this is obviously a good milestone, but obviously you want to get a lot more.
Josh, well done today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.